Have you ever been made to believe by some experts that some secret device or invention can bring you free energy while doing nothing? If yes, continue to watch this and you'll have your revenge. Hi, my name is Kevin Lee. And in this extremely short presentation, I'm going to show you exactly how to power a light bulb by the end of the day with energy that you already have in your house without knowing, and that you possibly ignore and throw away every single day. Plus, I'm going to expose the big scam behind those who promised you all kinds of free devices that never really worked for anyone. Moreover, if you stick with me until the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you the exact method for saving $147 on your electricity bill in less than a month, and a complete energy system that feeds itself from the energy you already have in your home or around it, but you've never been aware of. You'll save this exact amount of money as 874 other people have managed to save this month alone. Simple people like the 80-year-old George from North Carolina, who finally has enough money for his pills now by saving more and more on energy. Like Sarah, who decided to use the waste energy of her house and now managed to save enough money to buy her daughter a guitar. Please note that I never said anything about free energy, because as you're going to discover next, there's no such thing. As I said, I'm Kevin. I'm a simple guy, father of 2 kids, and before showing you the discovery that changed my life and made me save hundreds of dollars every single month on electricity, please allow me a few short minutes to tell you how I got to this discovery. I used to work as a car salesman. Before the 2008 crisis, everything was running smoothly. After that, everything changed. My salary was cut by 45%, the commissions were becoming inexistent, and my mortgage was eating me alive. Me and my wife Susan, along with our 2 daughters, were condemned to live from paycheck to paycheck, making less money than we were spending. I searched for a new job. I couldn't find a better one. My wife took a second job, but packed it in after a few months because she needed to take care of the kids. The savings were about to end. The bills were becoming steeper each month until we reached a point of no return. We decided that the only solution left was to cut our living costs. It was humiliating. We had to cut on grocery costs, on gas. In fact, we even sold one of our cars. Plus, we even had to cut on heating and electricity costs. At that point, we were living a second-hand life. Basically, we were just surviving. Soon I became obsessed with saving every penny. All day long, I was thinking about 2 things: how I can earn more and how I could save more. I wasn't lucky with the first part. I couldn't find a better job. As you may know, the unemployment rate is already high in our country. I also tried to become a freelancer, to work from home, but I couldn't make that work either. The income was just too small, although I worked day and night. On the other hand, I was getting very successful on the savings maniac part. Soon I became the master of savings, and I was behaving day and night as a Nazi. I was making sure that no light bulb stays on more than needed. I even encouraged my kids not to watch cartoons anymore, hoping that I can save some more. We were having the heater turned on only in one room. In the rest of the house, it was cold as hell. I used to wake up in the middle of the night just to check if all the energy consumers were shut down. The bottom line is this: we were forced to scrape the bottom of the barrel just to survive. With all my efforts, I still couldn't break even with my income and costs. But all these were about to change, thanks to a minor event that humiliated us even more. September 25th, 2010, my little daughter Kim was turning 8. She loves to dance, and that's all she does most of the time. She came to me that morning and told me, "Daddy, you promised me that I could attend dance classes. I really want to go. Can I have this for my birthday?" It was the most embarrassing moment of my life. The class that she was talking about cost $200 each month, money that I didn't have, so I couldn't afford it. But Kim was my little angel, and yes, I stupidly promised her that I was going to take her to the dance classes no matter what. I had to turn her down, lying to her that the classes were suspended for a while and that she would start as soon as they're back from holiday. Kids are smart creatures, and they can smell when you're lying. I could see it in her eyes that she knew I was shooting the bull, even though she said, "I understand, Daddy. I love you anyway." I felt inhuman. I felt that I didn't deserve my family. I felt that my entire life was worthless. I felt I could no longer look my kids in their eyes. I felt I let down my wife when I promised her at the wedding that we'll be okay. We weren't. I also felt a strange heat in my body. For the first time, a heat that I'm sure was motivation. It was the moment that changed my life and made me realize that I needed to do something that would have a huge impact in my life. I realized that it's crazy being obsessed with bills and a Nazi for your family when it comes to electricity, heating, and groceries. Therefore, I needed a way to produce my own electricity. I became obsessed with the idea of producing my own energy, and I went online to find out info for achieving this. When I went through some websites where some guy sold me something, a big revolutionary invention that was supposed to produce free energy, I got sucked into their presentation, and they tricked me to believe that such a thing does exist. Of course, it was all BS. And soon I discovered by myself that it's impossible to generate electricity out of nothing. There's not a single invention out there that can clearly show that perpetual motion exists. Then, while I was sitting on my sofa and stared around, one crazy idea hit me in the back of my head. My heater generates heat. What if this energy can be used for something else too? My freezer produces ice. Can I use this for something else? My chimney produces heat. Can I use that for something else? Heck, even my laptop produces heat. Can this be used otherwise? At first it sounded like stupid questions, but I wanted to see if there was something I could do with these waste sources of energy. Because from my point of view, they were all over the place in my house, in the kitchen, the shower, the heaters, and the TVs and laptops, even in my kids' toys. I went online again and researched even more. And then the aha moment happened. I discovered the Seebek effect, or the thermoelectric effect, which is the direct conversion of temperature differences to electric voltage and vice versa. And the beauty of it was that the differences don't have to be high. You can still produce electricity with a small difference of temperature. For the next 2 months, that effect became my obsession. I knew I was on to something big. To my total disappointment, all the materials I found about this effect referred to a model with only 4% efficiency, meaning that after you've built the device, you'd have spent $100 in order to save $104. This low efficiency was due to two things. You'd have to heat the device on one hand, and you'd have to cool it down on the other in order to obtain electricity. Both cooling and heating costs money, which makes the system inefficient. And then another question struck me in the back of my head. What if I find a way to use the waste heat that I already have in my home and combine it with cold sources that can be found everywhere? I wanted to see if this experiment would work. Even though I'm not an engineer, it took me about 2 hours to replicate the Seebek effect in a primitive device where I attached a small LED which was going to tell me if electricity is being produced. I took that device and put it on one side of my heater, and on the other side I gently touched the glass window. In the next second I saw the LED flashing, and it stood that way as long as I kept those two surfaces connected. It was amazing. I started to cry, knowing that this could finally save me. I was connecting two sources of waste energy, and I was getting free energy. After months of struggle, I had a system that could produce electricity with no costs whatsoever. There are so many sources of energy that are wasted every day, and those can be turned into electricity. Do this as a test. If you're living in a low-temperature area, just go and touch the glass of your window. It's going to be cold for sure. How much does that cost you? 0. Now go touch your heater. It's true, it costs you money to run the heater, but the heat is already there, and it can be used to generate a large amount of electricity. Can you spot the difference between these two surfaces you just touched? Well, that's free energy, my friend, and you're about to find out how to turn it into electricity starting today. The next thing I did was borrow $2,000 from a friend and hire the best electrician in town that could create for me a system that generates electricity on autopilot. I hired Bob and I told him, I'm not a technical person. I want you to build me a device that uses the wasted heat and cold for my home, either that comes from inside or outside, to generate me electricity. I showed him my research on the Seebek effect, plus many other plans I bought regarding this awesome invention. After 2 months, he presented me the plans for building my own Seebek device for generating free electricity from the energy I had at my fingertips. I followed those plans, and in 4 hours, I had my own device assembled. It was the size of a small box, and on top of it, I put a regular bulb, the type you find in any home. I connected the attached device to the cold and heat surfaces as Bob showed me, and to my surprise, the light bulb turned bright yellow. I barely could look at it. Bob also taught me what to do in order to generate even more electricity. He showed me how to exploit the waste energy from my kitchen, my bedroom, and even that coming from outside with an ingenious system that didn't require any work on my behalf. He also explained that the energy we were wasting inside our houses is somehow endless, and that it's more than enough to produce electricity for cutting the electricity bills by at least 80%. After the first month, I noticed big results. My bill has been reduced by 78%. Instead of $250, the amount I used to pay every month, I had to pay only $55. I was saving hundreds of dollars every month using the free energy already flying around in my home. The device doesn't make any sounds whatsoever. There's no danger running it, and it doesn't have any parts or components you need to replace. It works day and night without interruption because you always have a source of heat and a source of cold in your home or outside. BMW has recently started using the same principles for transforming the heat generated by the engine into electricity. People living in mountain cabins are using this method to transform the energy coming from the cold temperatures outside, combined with the heat inside, into electricity. With the money I managed to save, I was finally able to take my daughter Kim to the dance classes, and I regained my dignity. It's been 4 years since I started using this device to produce electricity, and I didn't encounter any problems with it so far. I'm saving more than $200 on electricity every month, money that I can use with my family. I knew that there are a lot of people out there who desperately need to reduce their electricity costs. So after a second thought, I said to myself, what if I make everything public and share this secret device with the whole world? I called Bob again to help me adjust the plan so that anyone could build their own device at home, no matter what sources of waste energy they have. You have some as well for sure, from heater to air conditioner, no matter where you live. He agreed, and this is how Seebek Liberty Generator was born, a complete package that contains everything you need to know about building your own waste energy generator. Here's my promise to you. Follow the exact steps I'm teaching you, and by the end of the day, you'll have your first light bulb running from the energy you're already wasting. The results are impressive, because once you discover just how easy it is to build the Seebek Liberty Generator, you'll get instant savings of 50%, 75% or more without spending $20,000 or more on expensive solar panels. You'll enjoy even greater savings, up to 100% or more, so that the electric company will actually pay you when you discover the simple scaling secret of getting virtually unlimited free energy. You'll be able to power up any kind of household appliances, from lamps and toasters to electricity hogs like refrigerators and AC units. You'll be able to even power up a remote cabin in the wilderness and stop worrying about having to pay the electric company $50,000 or more to hook you into the grid. What's more, due to the fact that it's very light and portable, Seebek Liberty Generator becomes one of the best emergency generators you could ever hope for. Unlike solar panels, it won't get blown off the roof by strong winds or hurricanes. That's because you can install it in your basement or in your backyard and not to worry about weather conditions for 1 second. And unlike conventional portable generators, there are no fumes, and you don't have to spend hundreds of dollars on fuel. In fact, there's very little to spend at all, except for a simple maintenance check every few months. The generator is basically set and forget. And because the low-friction design makes it so quiet, you won't even hear it running. Here's what you'll find inside this simple step-by-step guide. Instructions on how to make your own waste energy generator in as little as 2 hours with items you can find at any local electronics store for under $100. The simple scaling secret that allows you to take a small savings of 25% off your electric bill and double it, triple it, even quadruple it, so you can get off the grid or even get paid by the electric company. And on top of that, you get the complete blueprints, color photos, and step-by-step instructions for building your own waste energy generator, even if you have 2 left thumbs and never assembled anything in your entire life. Just imagine what you can do if you weren't forced to pay $100 or more every single month on electricity. Or if your case is worse and you're among those who are forced to shell out $300 or more on electricity each month, the Seebek Liberty system could help you save more than $3,500 by the end of the year. You'll suddenly be free to take care of other expenses, like improving your home or taking your spouse out to a nice dinner every once in a while. Or you could simply use this extra cash to make your retirement more enjoyable. The choice is yours, and the electricity company will be picking up the tab for it. With all that in mind, it would make more sense charging a lot for the Seebek Generator blueprints, but I won't do that. In fact, the only reason I'm even charging a fee for the blueprints is to cover my research. Even so, I won't charge an arm and a leg for the Seebek Liberty Generator blueprints. So here's the deal. You'll get immediate access to all the blueprints, the step-by-step DIY manual, and the list of tools and supplies for just $49.97. That's probably less than half of what you're paying each month on electricity, and you can recoup that investment in as little as 30 days. Getting the blueprints for the Seebek generator is easy. Just click the orange Add to Cart button below and you'll be forwarded to our secure order page. I'm very confident that Seebek Generator will change your life. And the price doesn't even matter. That's because of my no questions asked money-back guarantee that protects you for a full 60 days. It's simple. Get the blueprints today and put them to the test. See how easy it is to make your own electricity with the Seebek Liberty Generator. Watch as your power meter slows down the moment you plug in your generator and see what it's like to slash your electric bill by 50%, 75% or more in less than 1 month. You have 60 days to decide whether this is a good investment or not. And if you're less than thrilled with how much you're saving on electricity, just write me a short email at the address you'll find in the members area. I'll give you the full amount you invested, even if it's the 23rd hour on the 59th day. So go on, click the orange Add to Cart button now and get the Seebek Liberty Generator blueprints risk-free. But you need to move fast. I don't know how long I'll manage to keep this website up because, frankly, I know some big fish that won't be happy with my discovery. The choice should be obvious. For less than the price of your monthly electric bill, you can do more than just cut your electric bill by 50% or 75%. You'll also be sending a powerful message to the electric companies. You'll be showing them that you can take a stand and that you can become energy independent on your own without needing a single watt of their expensive electricity. And just imagine how your life would be in just 2 months after making the Seebek Liberty Generator. Picture this. You're coming home from work and notice there's a fresh envelope in the mailbox. It's a bill from the electric company. But as you rip it open, you notice that something's different. This time the amount is in the negative. This time the electric company is actually forced to pay you for electricity. And you're getting small checks of $20, $30 or more every month just from keeping the Seebek Liberty Generator on. And month after month you'll get the same relaxed feeling that comes from not owing anyone a red cent. You'll finally be free and independent, no longer trapped inside a legal monopoly that's holding you at gunpoint. The Seebek Liberty Generator is about something bigger and more important than money. It's about regaining your freedom and making a stand. Now you can send a message to the big energy fat cats and show them that you're no longer depending on them. And really, the road to energy independence starts with just one push of a button. So go on, click the orange Add to Cart button below and claim your energy independence now.